Have you ever just sat in a perfectly quiet room and wondered, what's really going on, underneath it all? What if I told you that beneath that calm surface, there's a universe of absolutely mind-bending activity happening every single second? Let's dive into that hidden reality.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? Because when you zoom way, way down, past anything a microscope could ever see, you find the fundamental building blocks of our world. And, well, they don't play by any of the rules we're used to. Not even close.
We're talking about a world that is so bizarre, it might as well be alien. The solid chair you're sitting on, the air you're breathing, all of it is run by a set of laws that just defy common sense. So let's pull back that curtain and take a peek into this invisible world. Okay, so your first instinct is probably to picture an atom or an electron as a tiny, solid marble, right? I mean, that makes sense, but that's just our world talking. In their own home, the quantum realm, they are something else entirely, more like a shimmering cloud of pure potential.
To really get a handle on their bizarre habits, we've got to understand their rules. And trust me, these aren't your typical physics classroom rules. They're more like guidelines for a very controlled kind of chaos.
First up is this wild idea called superposition. Try to imagine a particle not being here or there, but being here and there, and literally everywhere else it could possibly be all at once. It's not just undecided, it's embodying every single possibility simultaneously.
Think about throwing a baseball. It follows one single predictable path, from your hand to the glove. Simple. But an electron? To get from point A to point B, it explores every single possible path, all at the exact same time. It's a total shift from the certainty we live in into a world of pure probability.
And then you have the uncertainty principle. The best way to think about it is as a fundamental cosmic trade-off. The universe literally forbids you from knowing both exactly where a particle is and exactly where it's going at the same time. The more you try to pin down one of those facts, the fuzzier the other one gets. So, how does this blurry cloud of maybes turn into the solid reality we all experience? Well, it all comes down to interaction. The moment a particle is measured, or even just bumps into something else, that whole cloud of potential is forced to pick one. The potential instantly collapses into a single, actual reality. But just when you think it can't get any weirder, it does. See, some particles can become linked together in a way that seems to break the most fundamental rule of the universe, the speed of light. It's called entanglement. You get two particles that are linked, almost like they're two sides of the same coin. Their fates are intertwined. So if one is spinning up, with absolute certainty, the other one is spinning down. Always. And here's the part that will absolutely bake your noodle. The connection is instant. It doesn't matter if they're right next to each other or on opposite sides of the galaxy. Measure one, and the other one knows instantly. This is what made a skeptical Einstein call it spooky action at a distance. And really, can you blame him?
Okay, so this all leads us to the biggest question of all. If the world, at its most basic level, is this chaotic, probabilistic, and just plain weird place, then why does our everyday world seem so solid, so stable, and so predictable? How can both of these things be true?
It's because the truth is, the world you and I experience every day, it's really just the surface layer of what's going on.
So how do you get from one to the other? How does our solid, predictable world of cause and effect emerge from a foundation that is fundamentally blurry, uncertain, and interconnected in these spooky ways?
The answer is this beautiful concept called emergence. With trillions upon trillions of particles, all of those individual probabilities and strange quantum habits, they just average out. Think of it like the roar of a crowd at a stadium. You can't predict what any one person will yell, but the collective sound is a powerful, predictable roar. In the exact same way, the solid, reliable rules of our world emerge from all that quantum chaos underneath. The chaos below is precisely what builds the calm that we see above.
So, the next time you're sitting in a quiet room, remember that. Remember the invisible chaotic dance that's happening all around you, all the time. The silent, stable world you see is really just a beautiful, grand illusion, built by the wild domestic habits of quantum particles.